I love the old stuff, man. I mean, it was simple, and for the most part, it was pretty bulletproof too.
It is, and that's what I love with the new technology mixing with the old stuff.
Hello, everybody. How we doing on this beautiful day? I tell you what, in September, man, everybody's getting a little warm. Some of the northern states are starting to cool off a little bit, but here in San Diego, we are getting our butts kicked. It's a heat wave and run for the inside. So what's going on over in our world. Square Coil is having a lot of fun right now, and of course, the sign companies are rock and rolling. I don't know about you guys, but third quarter in the signage industry. Wow, man, just so much work going on right now. So much work. Today, I got a special guest. I got a friend of mine over here. He was gracious enough to come on the show with us. Elwood, thank you very much for coming on the show and talking about action lighting.
Aaron, thanks for having me, man. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. I'm super excited to share with you.
Yeah, no. So I found his company. Him and me started chit chatting. We ended up becoming friends. I love the old stuff. Come on now. The old stuff is so cool, and the chasing lights and whatnot. When he started talking about what his company does, I was pumped about this. So I'm not going to, show off too much for you there, but I'm going to let you take the reins here. But tell us about action lighting. Tell us about the old school lighting days. I want to hear kind of the overview.
Well, hey, let me just first start off with action lighting. So we have a pretty crazy story behind our company. We started back in 1987. The first thing we ever imported was exploding golf balls. You see them on all the prank channels and everything. The guy gets up, boom. So we actually imported a container of those. They did really good. We stayed in exploding stuff and got into fireworks. So we did fireworks for a long time, and then we needed to find something to do the rest of the year. So we started getting into lighting. We first got into Christmas lights, but then that evolved to sign lighting, amusement lighting, all kinds of stuff. Like I say, if it needs the flashes, then it's action lighting. So that's a really, really great thing. Um, Sorry, just making an adjustment there. In the sign industry, we're really excited about everything that's nostalgic. It's coming back. I walked into my daughter's room the other day. She's got a turntable out. This was internet generation. My daughter's 21. So we see the same thing in the sign industry happening also. We find that a lot of people are going back to that nostalgic feel. They're going and looking for the old look of a light bulb in there. But we got great products now that are LED and have that same look. We also do all of the old toasters. You guys all remember when you get into a sign, you can hear that clicking noise inside of there. Those are those old sign controllers that work off the points and things like that, just like an old distributor.
Yeah,
We've
it's
been
the
doing
old
those
point
for
stuff. Talking about that, because the old point system, it literally was a machine that was clicking around, and whenever it made contact, it would send electricity to that light bulb, and you had those little chaser lights that ran around.
Yep, absolutely. You can even actually watch the wheel spin because the wheel's just there and it's on a cam. And when they're running, like if you go to our YouTube channel, we have a video of one, and you can see the actual bars moving, like you explained, making that connection and the lights lighting right as that happens.
I love the old stuff, man. I mean, it was simple, and for the most part, it was pretty bulletproof too.
It is, and that's what I love with the new technology mixing with the old stuff. It's like Reese's peanut butter cups when they accidentally put the peanut butter and chocolate together. That bulb I was describing earlier with the LED filament, it
Hmm.
also has a plastic cover,
So
so
if
it's
it
not even
drops, it's not
glass.
going to explode and have glass everywhere.
Exactly. So you're not only saving on power,
Mhm.
but the durability and longevity of the bulb's just incredible.
So how? Because I love the story. You went from exploding golf balls to chain lighting, basically, and chase lighting. Where did that even come from? You're like, hey, the ball's exploding. Let's try LEDs. Like, how did that even evolve?
So the guy that founded the company, his specialty was, a lot of people go into business and they're thinking sales. They talk a lot. Hugh listened. And so he listened to what his customers were having problems with and then knew if he could find a solution, the sales would follow. So he went out on the road and made sure to talk to all the sign companies. He talked to all the amusement parks and said, "Hey, what are you seeing disappearing? What are you seeing that we still want in this industry, and how can I make it better?" And that was his real niche. That's how we maintained. We got into all those controllers, the old clicker kind, and now we're evolved into all of the new solid state stuff. Also, we design those, engineer them, and build them all in house here at Action Lighting.
No waste. Okay, so you guys are fully building here in the United States, setting up all the mechanicals, and talk to me more about that.
Yeah, so we got a great thing going here. We have a wonderful university here in town, Montana State. So of course it's kicking out all kinds of graduates that are really hungry. And we got an engineer named Thor. Thor's actually taken a lot of the older models we've had, built them better so they're running on higher amperage and can run more bulbs, and then added probably another 200 to 300 features. So not only do we have basic speed controls, these things can be set up to where you can operate them with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So they basically become remote, which is another nice thing because you can add that on as a service contract with your sign customers and say, hey, when you want to change your sign to St. Patty's Day green, something like that, just give me a call. I'll take care of it.
So you guys not only have the chasers, but you have the multicolor LEDs inside of each one of them, so you can have that exposure from. Now, can you do the different colors of white as well as the color?
Yeah, in some of our products, like we have an Omni RGB product
Mm-hmm.
that does actually a great warm white and a cool white. So it's a fantastic product. It's UL listed, CUL. So you're really covering your bases with any kind of liability working with it also.
Gotcha. So this is not only so I can have. So let's say I got a marquee, good old run of the mill marquee for a burger joint, and they want to kind of have that old school look. And so he goes, hey, give me some chase sliders, give me 25, 30 chase sliders around the outside of this thing, and let's see if we can't get a little pop or pizzazz to it. I come to you guys and I say, here's my design. What's the first steps of your company on helping me get there? Because I'm not, a genius by any means on chase lighting. We get to do that once every 5 years based on our customers. So walk me through the steps on that.
First and foremost, we're going to want to look at a picture, have a great conversation, because when it comes to a sign, it's more than an advertisement, man. It's an experience. There's something that draws on your heartstrings when you're passing that burger joint and you see that sign and it makes you think that, hey, I want to stop, I want to eat here. So we'll have a little conversation about their business, maybe talk to them about business colors. But if they have a sign or something or a drawing, I'm basically going to start working with them and asking them questions like, how big of bulbs do you guys want on there? How close do you want them spaced? And then what kind of chase patterns you want to do. One of my favorite calls to get, is so popular right now, is there's so many people that are redoing those hotel signs with the arrow, pointing down on it. So that's a great one. They open it up, they want to restore it, everything's rusted, nothing works. I basically ask for a whole lot of pictures so I can see what's there, and then I'll actually start recommending things with them. If they don't have a lot of experience, sometimes I'll send them samples so they can get stuff in their hands and really figure out how the product works, see how easy the sockets are to connect. And then I'll even walk them through wiring the sign so they can get the proper chase pattern. Because you do need multiple circuits if you want the border to chase around the outside of the sign. But that's stuff we're going to all do for you.
Gotcha. Okay. So you do a lot of hand holding, which is great because that's definitely something that I need to going into this room. You brought something up that I want to touch base on. What is the gap between each light before it starts to get too spaced out? What do you guys normally like to see?
Most common in all the industries work in is 6-inch spacing.
Okay.
It's really ironic because when everybody thinks about light bulbs, they usually get a light bulb and they look at it and they're like, that's not going to be too bright. And we're like, there's going to be 100 of those on your sign.
Yeah,
One might not be that bright, but trust me, when 200 are spinning around that thing, it's going to be bright. It's going to grab people's attention because that's the
definitely.
number one thing. The more flash, the more cash.
Hmm. No, it's true. It really, really is. It's true. I I think of a blade sign. So we did, God, in the early 2000s, we did about 6 bubblegum restaurants.
Mhm.
One in East Coast, West Coast, and we had the flashing lights and the chaser lights and whatnot. And it was a blast. That sign was so much fun to build, and it had all the nostalgia and the feel of it. And then we had a haircut studio, I want to say about 2 years ago. And I think that's where you and I first got to meet up and start chit chatting then. But it was just really, really neat to just have it. And I love it. That's one of the things that as soon as my clients go, we want something that's going to pop. So first thing I think of is chase lighting. I really do. Because I'm like, you have that. And you said it right. You said it perfectly. That presence of what that sign brings to you. And you instantly get that feeling in your gut. You're like, dude, this is going to be cool. This is going to be really, really neat. And it's just not something you can do with a lot of, the modern stuff. You just, a push through letter does not have that nostalgia. It just doesn't have it.
And I think that nostalgia is what everybody's looking for right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're all getting AI'd out. We're all getting all this crazy technology. And sometimes it's nice to just see a nice old chasing sign, feel that nostalgic feeling of a slower time, and then go in there and get a great tasting burger with some great service. I mean, it completes the whole picture. People walk out, they just feel great. They'll probably tell friends, refer people to your business. And it's a win-win.
Yeah, no, it really is, and it's. I think you just hit the nail on the head on that one. It's a slower time, and everybody's their blood pressure goes down. Everybody just feels a little bit better. They're not under a lot of pressure to get in and get out. Like it is. It's literally what we're looking at on that one. That's pretty neat. So I'm gonna go back to some specs here on this one because I love digging into this stuff. My techie nerd side comes out. You have the controller. You have, let's just say, 20 bulbs around this thing. How the controller you said has how many different variations?
Hundreds of them.
Hundreds. Like literally whatever my brain can come up, you've probably already thought it up and have it programmed inside this box.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I mean, we even have settings to where it'll mimic a flame.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
So
That's pretty cool.
I mean, we do all the basic, a forward chase, 1 on, 3 off, 3 on, 1 off, like a spell up and flash, which is great. Like if you're doing letters, it'll spell the word. Once the word's complete, it's going to flash it a couple times, turn it back off, and redo it again.
I so forgot about that. I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about, but until you said that, I would have forgotten 100%.
No, like think about Eat at Joe's, like an old Bugs Bunny cartoon,
Yep.
where it's just like EATATJOES, and then that arrow, comes around and boom, points you right to the place. I mean, it's a warm feeling for all of us.
Yeah, and you can't get a better sign than that. It's literally giving you an arrow to where it goes, and it's chasing, like literally pointing. Like you couldn't get any better. I saw one thing the other day that I absolutely fell in love with, and I think Ford's been doing it for a little bit here. But when they put the turn signals on, it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and instead of just one blinking thing, it kind of does a little chase. It just adds such a little cool element and it tells you, hey, I'm literally going this way. It has a chase to it. And when I saw that and I was thinking about you in this podcast, I was like, oh my God, it's starting to come back because it's just such a cool concept. Simple, but amazing.
And really think about how important it is what you just said. You sit behind 100 cars every day with all their brake lights flashing at you, but that one had that special chase. And as you pointed out, that was a Ford vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the job of the sign, even so subliminal as that one,
Yep.
it just worked the same way as sign in front of your businesses.
It's so true. It's so true. And it's just those little things that I think sometimes we get a little bit jaded just because we've been in the sign industry for so long. And we forget the impact that the signs have. I'm like, oh, another sign, up another sign. I mean, we forget how cool it really is that we're taking somebody's logo and we're trying to give its maximum impact on that wall. And then to add a feature, so you guys have with the lighting, it just brings it to such another level.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it really creates the identity for a business. when we think about somebody driving down the road, you've never had any contact with this business, you know how don't know anything that's going on there. That's your very first impression,
Hmm.
that sign. And like we talked earlier, that vibe you put out, that experience you're going to create for your customer, that's what it's all about. That's how you get repeat customers. That's how people keep coming back.
You know, it's funny. I'm thinking of this personally now. I'm kind of going down that rabbit hole because we have a new building we bought. And we're going to move in about 2 years, and I wanted a sign that's just off the charts. People walk up and they go, "Crap, that's a sign coming!" Like I can't compete with that. They got to build their own stuff. It's like a custom car manufacturer. You know, the guy's building the old hot rods and whatnot. His car is going to be awesome compared to everybody else's. Never even thought about the chase lighting, but that is definitely going to be my solution set now.
Oh yeah, man. I'm thinking about one of those race flags,
Hmm.
like a checkered flag where they put the motion in that. And then if you could do an outside border that was kind of chasing one from one side to the other, you'd almost give it the effect like it was waving in the wind or something. I mean, that's going to be as memorable as it could be.
Yeah, no, we could definitely do a flag. I forgot about that too. We did talk about that earlier. So let's go into that for a little bit. So the flag. So how checkered flag? You guys set it up and all your lighting on this one. How would you do that to make it? I mean, does it like one row, run row flash? How does that work? Walk me through that.
So, after I said something about the waving part, I also had another great idea. Wouldn't it be really cool if, the straight edge of the flag was actually the starting tree?
Okay.
So we would put, like two or three red, two yellow, and then the green. And so, that boom starts dropping right when it hits the green, the chase pattern would come on for the flag. So basically, how we would accomplish that is the tree's really easy. We would just wire those two bulbs together in basically circuits.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we had 14 little bulbs on there, we'd want to use a 14 circuit, basically a chaser. So, it would basically be a speller. So it'd just go down from the top,
Okay.
but we wouldn't have a flash at the end. We'd just turn it to steady, tell it to hold that for so many seconds, and then repeat. While that was beholding, we'd have the sign of the flag wired differently. So we'd have that wired in four circuits. So imagine looking at all the sockets on the bottom line of the flag and just counting them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You just connect all the ones together, all the twos together, all the threes and all the fours. That's where you connect to the back controller, and then it'll just make that waving pattern for you.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. The 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3. Okay. You cut them all together, put the controller on it, and it's going to go through, and that's going to give you that wavy motion.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then based on the bulb count, you try to get it to either an increment of 3 or increment of 4, so that the chase is landing on an even bulb.
Okay.
Makes sense. Otherwise, you have a delay at the end while it's firing that last circuit that's not connected
Mm-hmm.
before it restarts. But I don't know about you. That sounds like a really cool sign with the starting tree and
I
everything.
like the starting tree with that. That's sick. If I had we got a couple go kart places that are coming in over here the next year, so I'm gonna have to go chase them down and pitch this to them because that would be epic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, I mean, that screams racing to me no matter
Mm-hmm.
what.
Yeah, we have a couple big go karting places. I don't know. And is go karting been starting to take off in your neck of the woods?
It is not, but I am a huge enthusiast. So, man, I've
Yep.
done Mario Andretti karts when I've been out in Orlando. And then my sister lives in Anaheim, California. So, whenever I go out there, I always take K1 racing. So, I
Yep.
love them.
Oh, it's so much fun. K1s, they took over, I think, 3 more locations down here in San Diego. So they're growing like a weed. That's a great idea. Have you ever taken this? Have you ever done an American flag with your chase lightings and built one yet?
You know what? When we've built them in the past, we've actually used Christmas lights usually.
Oh, okay.
So we've used we found that we got a better effect with using a pointed C9 Christmas light. The way they're built nowadays, they have a lot of facets on them, so they
Hmm.
really spread the light out in a 360 degree direction around them. But yeah, we've done quite a few American flags like that. Those have been really large format. 8 feet wide, 30 feet long, kind of something that people put on the side of a barn or things like that. And then, of
Gotcha.
course, we have like net flags that are a little smaller. They're only, I
Hmm.
think, 4 by 6 feet. But I mean, American flags are always a really popular lighting thing. Another thing we do a lot of time is red, white, and blue chase borders for people.
Yeah, because that gives that same feeling, that subconscious there, the red, white, and blue, and then the lights are chasing, so it's going to catch your attention in any way.
Oh yeah, I mean, it makes me think of a snow cone almost.
Yep.
That red, white, and blue snow cone. I mean,
Hmm.
it all connects into our subconscious, so to speak.
It really does, and it's so funny. The more and more you and me are talking, the more applications that we're coming up with. I mean, shoot, we've been chit chatting about this for what 10, 15 minutes, and already we've got 3 ideas, 4 ideas. Like it's just one of those things that when you don't have it in front of you and you see a chase lighting sign, like, oh, that's really cool, but you don't think of all the applications that it truly can be put against. We've come up with a race car, we've come up with a flag. What's some of the craziest signs that you've seen being built using chase lighting?
The craziest stuff that we've seen and done has been where they've done the stuff that I've been doing that's crazy is underneath large movie marquees.
Hmm.
Everybody's always paying attention to the front and where all the writing is on the front. And we usually do a chase border under that. But underneath that, you can do all kinds of chase lights coming out from the building. So we've done it like in a hand pattern.
Hmm.
So, here's the entrance to the actual movie theater. And underneath, you just have all of these basically lines of chase lights coming out. Those get really complicated because we're running one controller for underneath the marquee, but also we're chasing, the big name of the movie theater. That's usually vertical, and then also those 3 to 5 front panels we have sometimes
Yeah.
on front. That not only are you putting a chase border on there, but you have to backlight the actual sign that has the words for them. Hey, this is playing on this day. So they can get pretty complicated. The coolest chase lights I've ever done was for Stranger Things, that Netflix show in season 3. We did a bunch of chase lights for them for their amusement scenes.
Gotcha.
That
Okay.
was a lot.
Yeah, and there's so much. I mean, now that you said the amusement park, I flashed to the fairgrounds and all those chase lights everywhere on that one. And I think chase lighting too, as you said, the subconscious, it gets to just, it's fun. I guess the word is just fun
It
at the end of
is.
the day. Because of the fair, you look at that and it's fun. It's something to go to. It's fun. It's exciting. You see chase lights, the nostalgia and the fun part of it. It's so funny that just having lights turn on and off in a sequential pattern instantly tells us two things: fun and nostalgic.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you hit it right there. I mean, all of us as kids were drawn to that carnival that comes to your town every year. And I mean, there's just so much subconscious backup to where when you see a flashing light, you just get a good feeling.
It is. It really is. It's one of those things that's just right there. This is funny. I'm actually going to bring this back to my sales team and chit chat with them and say, all right, guys, where can we get more chase lighting going on this? Because we forget. You just forget. There's so many corporate things going on, and so many. They got their font, their colors, and they forget that it doesn't take away from their logo to have a chase border on it. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt the brand any. It's just an added little pop to it.
Not only that, but another thing that I'm really seeing nowadays is not only companies that they're putting them on for the outside of the building or by the street to draw people in, but then they're also putting them inside their offices
Okay.
to create another effect. I stumbled across a dentist office that had basically taken all their offices and movie themed them,
Hmm.
and they had used neon in them. They used chase lights around the signs, and like it was really cool how like they had the James Dean, tooth cleaning area, and they had a picture of James Dean with neon. Then the next one, they had a real movie marquee in there, pretty much.
That's awesome. I love
The
it.
other thing too is all the people that are building home theaters. This is another great application to be able to take some channel, put the same border of lights around it. You can build your own movie marquee for inside your house.
Yep.
You could
Yep.
also make different signs, like the movie signs that are outside the building that have the lit borders. I mean, That's an all possibility. That's actually interior signage.
Yeah, no, you're right. I never even thought about that. We get another thing, we get hooked up on the commercial signage type thing, but there's a residential, and the amount of gaudy things that we can have inside our house is there. I mean, even for myself, I spent a lot of money on my home theater system because we just don't go to the movies anymore. That kind of era's changed a little bit, but to build something and give it that wow factor inside your house, it's not a bad idea.
No, I mean, just think you have your family name up there, and maybe your family does Fridays, movie night every Friday night. I mean, you could have fun with that and put the movie title. We're watching Jurassic 4 this Friday, guys. Let's all get excited about that. And it just makes the vibe even more fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have an episode of Cribs here real quick. We build one of those things.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
I'll take a moment to talk about Square Coil here. Square Coil has been powering the signage industry since 2011, and we're only growing bigger and better and stronger every single day. Some of the latest updates have just made my life a lot easier. I'm sure it's going to make your life a lot easier. So if you haven't checked us out, go ahead and get on our website, squarecoil.com. Take a look. And if you have an outdated key, an old software program that's going to be closing its doors this year, definitely take a look at us because we can make that transition real simple for you. Take a look, squarecoil.com.
Well, we covered the chase lighting. What any other products that Action Lighting does? Anything?
Yeah, another thing that we're seeing a lot of traction on in the sign industry is the new flexible neon rope light.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see it behind me in that sign, but It's basically just like rope light. So it's totally bendable. It comes in a roll, and you can cut it at different intervals. So not only is it easy to use, it's a lot safer to use because there's no gas and things like that. But like what I tell a lot of my customers, especially bars and things that have a little more physical activity in them, there's no glass and there's no gas.
Yeah.
So this neon is actually totally safe to put anywhere in the interior of your business where it might come in contact with customers because it's not going to break.
Yep, nope, definitely with you on that one. What length rolls do they come in?
So the biggest rolls we got are going to be 150 feet.
Okay.
And then we got it down as short as 16 and a half feet.
Gotcha. Okay. So we can get different rolls. And then solid colors, RGBs.
We got both. We got solid colors and then in both size rolls. And then we have an RGB also. We also sell track, which lets you do great, straight lines.
Yep.
This is another great thing you can use to direct people. If you want people's attention to go, or hey, the restroom's down this hall, you could actually use some neon to get them pointed going down that way.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about it is it's more DIY. So for the smaller guy, for the smaller business, they can, route a groove into some kind of material, just push it in and glue it in and create something really nice for themselves.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I agree with that. What's like the tightest bend you can do?
So on the thinnest stuff, you can get it tight enough that you can push it together.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's super tight.
Right, and that's going to be on our 10 millimeter stuff.
Okay.
On our bigger stuff, we have a rounded neon that's 5/8, and that's going to give you more of a rounded corner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to give you that sharp corner that, you're definitely not doing a mitered corner with it or something like that. But it bends, it looks great, and it's a third of the cost of real neon.
Yeah, you can't beat that. And the fact is you can drop it, it's going to be okay. Put it in there, bend it, turn it. Yeah, it's light years.
And it doesn't buzz constantly.
It has been so long since I've been near a neon sign. I forgot about that buzzing.
Yeah, that constant going on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've even joked about getting a little noisemaker to plug in for people because we've had people say like, "Oh, I love the way it looks. It just needs that hum." And it's like, "Oh, well, we need a sound box for you."
All right, so you guys got all the chase lighting dialed in over there, and then you guys got your own version of the rope neon lighting. What other products does Action Lighting have?
Like we talked about earlier, our engineer Thor, he can basically program any kind of solid state controller you might be looking for.
Gotcha.
So if you're out there looking in the market and you're just not seeing what you want because you have a bigger word than normal that you want to do 3 times and then have a million lights turn on behind it and scintillate, something like that, give us a call. That stuff we can build in house. We can build it strong enough that it can run a lot of amps for you. And then the best part of the thing about our controllers, you'll never have problems with them. But if you do, we always answer our phones.
Yep.
There's always somebody to talk to. And that's another thing I think people really want is service nowadays.
Yeah, no, the customer service just has to be there. Everybody that I talk to at the end of the day, I said, hey, what's your niche? What do you do well? And everybody's like, we pick up the phone. We say hello when you call us. And that's just so important in this day and age.
It is. I mean, you do a big sign, it is a big expense. Sometimes if it has a public history, the town's gonna hype it up and hey, we're gonna do the grand lighting of the old marquee at the theater down on Main Street. And for that sign not to work when you push the button, disaster.
Yeah. No, nobody wants that. Customers don't want it. Sign companies don't want it.
Mhm.
Troubleshoot real quick and get it fixed.
Yeah, but and that's why we're here. That's one of the most important things I stress with Action Lighting. We've been in business since 1987, and the reason we've been in business so long is we stand behind our products, and we're going to answer the phone. We're not going to dodge the call when there's a problem. We're going to troubleshoot it, and we're going to get you back up, running, and happy as quick as we can.
Yep. Nope, I'm with you. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and talking about Action Lighting and the chase lights. Dude, I just went down nostalgia lane. I didn't know we were going to go that direction in the podcast, but I love it. I absolutely love it because I'm thinking of all the different ways that I can use this product now. For sure, we're going to do a couple more projects this year just because I want to. I want to. So thank you very much for being on.
Yeah, no problem. I hope when you're driving home tonight, you're like, why am I like, I have a craving for a funnel cake right now, and I have no idea why.
God, isn't that the truth? Oh, I love it, man. All right, well, you take care of yourself. We'll be talking soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for having me on the show today. It was a great time.
You're welcome.